If you are thinking of moving to Malaga in the south of Spain and wonder what the cost of living is like, well then this video is for you. I will go over exactly how much money I spend, what I spend it on, and whether or not I'm a good representative in terms of establishing the average cost of living. It would be a big help to me if you would consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you! If I look at my spending over the past year, I have spent an average of 1,162 euros per month. In order to give you some context, I can tell you that I am 29 years old. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment that I bought, so I have a mortgage. And very important, I do not have a car, so I get around using either my bicycle or the local train. So let's break my budget down into different categories. And the biggest category by far is my housing costs. In total, I spend around 500 euros each month on my mortgage, on utilities, community fees, taxes, and so on. And here you can see the costs broken down, and at the same time I'm going to give you a small tour of my apartment. So my mortgage is around 235 euros per month, which is pretty inexpensive in my opinion, but I also put almost 50% down when I initially purchased it. So the community fees cover a building with a pool, which is currently not functioning unfortunately, and I do think it is quite expensive to pay 125 per month, but it's not uncommon around here. One other thing to notice is that electric is very expensive in Spain. I even feel like I'm not paying as much as I have in the past in similar apartments, but be ready to pay quite a lot here. This apartment is located more or less 500 meters from the beach in a small town called Torremolinos, which is around 10 to 15 kilometers outside of the center of Malaga. In terms of renting a one-bedroom apartment in this area or anywhere else on the Costa del Sol, you're probably looking at least 500 euros unless it is very far away from the beach or in a not so nice neighborhood. So that is before utilities. So typically, including utilities, you can end up spending somewhere near 600-700 euros for a one-bedroom apartment, but you can be lucky and find something cheaper. Now, I'm not going to enter into a discussion of whether or not it is a good idea to buy property in Spain compared to renting, but I can say that in this area, it can be a bit difficult to find long-term rent since a lot of apartments are used during the summer for Airbnb and similar vacational rental. The next category we're looking at is food. So how much money do I spend on food per month in the south of Spain? Malaga area? Well, I spend around 240 euros per month on food, and this includes grocery stores, markets, and also eating out. So Spanish supermarkets are relatively inexpensive, but if you're looking for something particular like organic produce or exotic foods, you will have to find another place to go. You either have to find a specialized store or order it online. It is worth noting that even though I spent around 240 euros per month on average during the past year, it is possible that I would spend more money if there had been no lockdown, since eating out has been a bit difficult. Now, the third category I have chosen to call everything else, and I'm gonna break it down in a moment. So, transport and travel covers my bike and its maintenance. It also covers train rides and the occasional Uber. I have Netflix, I have 2 phone numbers, and internet, dental and insurance. And finally, other expenses such as shopping, decorating my apartment, and air travel. So, to sum up, this is how I spend my money. And having my budget like this made me curious to see what the estimated cost of living is in Spain for a single person like me. According to the website numbeo.com, a single person is estimated to spend around 600 euros every month on top of rent. Incidentally, that is also more or less what I spend. I know people who spend less money than me on average per month, but I also know a lot of people who spend more money. It's worth noting that this part of Spain is relatively poor and salaries are lower than in other parts of the country, but so is the cost of living in most cases. Let me know in the comments if you have an opinion on what it costs to live in the Malaga region, and thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. Bye!